pleasure.
Shifting focus now, droughts, forest fires, shrinking rivers. China has been grappling with the worst heat wave recorded in the last 60 years. With more than 70 days of extreme heat and low rainfall, the country's rivers have almost dried up, with Asia's largest river, Yangtze, almost drying up. The devastating heat wave has killed thousands of livestock as several provinces report temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius. Several merchant vessels are reportedly stranded, with receding water levels making navigation completely impossible. There is no respite to the people of China since the pandemic started. The country is still seeing fresh cases coupled with a heat wave, drought, power outage and wildfires. The natural disasters have left a big dent on China's economic health, which is also visible in the country's GDP and manufacturing data. We're now joined by Zongyuan Zoe Liu, fellow at the International Political Economy Department at the Council on Foreign Relations. Zoe, thank you so much for joining us here on Global Eye on CNBC-TV18. Give us a sense of how these extreme weather conditions are impacting the Chinese economy right now and how this will grow in the next few months.
Yeah, thank you very much, Luther, for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here and speaking with you. So let me just, step back a little bit and quickly just to give you why we are concerned about the Yangtze River, right? And you are absolutely right. Your earlier remarks, you mentioned that the Yangtze River is very important economically and environmentally to China. Actually, the Yangtze River is not just important for China per se, but also for the world as well, because we're talking about the Yangtze River being the world's third largest river. And in the context of China, it provides drinking water to the Chinese people along the waterway as well. We are talking about something around 400 million Chinese people. And when you are talking about the economy, probably you realize, it is the most vital waterway to the Chinese economy as well. And a very important part of China's economic growth comes from energy, right? And the Yangtze River is very important. A very important source of hydropower for Chinese economy, which relies upon about 18% on hydro. And then finally, we're also talking about it's very important to the global supply chain because of logistics, because of the ports along the Yangtze River. Now, the droughts really hits a lot of the provinces along the way. And so far, there are about, at least, last time when I checked, it's about 2.5 million people and about 2.2 hectares of agricultural lands in the area. For example, in Sichuan province, Hebei, Hunan, Jiangxi, and the city of Chongqing. So here, the drought is important. So the drought has a very negative impact on the economy, but I would say the challenge to the Chinese economy right now is not just the drought per se. Really, we haven't seen power outage or the government bring back coal-fired power plant the same as last year. But we are talking about the COVID situation really is what is challenging the Chinese economy right now.
Right. Yes, we have been hearing about the zero COVID strategy and how it is impacting the economy and the industrial output as well. At the same time, what steps do you expect or do you see the Chinese government taking in order to address the impact of global warming, in order to reduce emissions and also to put the economy back on track?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Both China as well as India as well have made concrete steps to realize their commitment to net zero emission. So right now, from the Chinese perspective, really the concrete step is in the area of energy consumption, as well as the technology aspect of it to improve energy efficiency. And within the whole energy aspect, China has been, President Xi Jinping has made a commitment to say China is no longer going to build a coal-fired power plant abroad, meaning there's no export on that. And instead, China's strategy has been, especially in the exporting market, has been putting a lot of emphasis on nuclear energy. So that is one important element that from energy perspective, China will do and has been dedicated to do in order to reduce carbon dioxide emission. And then on the other hand, from industrial mix, China is trying very hard to move away from the traditional energy-intensive growth model and move along the value chain. But the drought really had a knock-on effect, so we are not exactly sure if the drought were dragging along, let's say moving beyond September. It's unknown whether there will be more coal-fired power plant bring back to work, and if that's the case, it's going to complicate China's commitment to the realization to net zero. But for every country, the move towards net zero is going to be like a zigzag route instead of like a straight line.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us, Zoe. And clearly there is a problem that the global economy will also face, because there will be an impact on supply chains, with key industries in China cutting back production because of the power outages as well. We've run out of time, but thank you very much for joining us with your view on the drought situation, the heat wave, and the economic slowdown that we're witnessing in China at this juncture.